Hello everyone, welcome back to Nanashe Academy. Today we are going to learn an English poem Dust of Snow by Robert Frost. Robert Frost, one of the most celebrated figures in American poetry, he was the author of numerous poetry collections including New Hampshire in 1923, Collected Poems in 1931, A Further Range in 1937, and A Witness Tree in 1943. The poem is
The way a crow struck down on me, the dust of snow from a hemlock tree has given my heart a change of mood and saved some part of a day I had rued.
Now difficult words from the poem. Shuck. Shuck means shake. Hemlock means a poisonous tree with small white flowers. Rude means held in regret. Now rhyming words from poem are crow and snow, tree and me, heart and part, mood and rude. First stanza of the poem is the way a crow struck down on me the dust of snow from a hemlock tree. Explanation of the stanza is the poem is set in a scene where the poet is in a sad mood and is walking by a tree, a hemlock tree. As he passes by, a crow happens to throw some snow dust on him. Whether it falls on his head or shoulder is unknown as there is no specific mention in the poem. Also, the readers are left in doubt about the bird's specific action, whether the crow was landing, shivering with cold, readjusting itself on the branch, or taking off. It happened to send some particles of snow upon the author. Here, the two agents of nature, the hemlock tree and the crow, are signifiers of sadness and gloom, just like the poet mood was in the beginning scene. Second stanza of the poem is has given my heart a change of mood and saved some part of a day I had ruled. Explanation of this stanza is for reasons unknown, the author was having a terrible day, but the falling of the snow on his head lifted his mood rapidly. He had already spent his day in a bad mood, but the rest of it was saved by the crow and the hemlock tree. Generally, hemlock tree and crow are used for negative references, but the poet used them beautifully to portray that inauspicious things can bring joy and happiness too. Now, summary of the poem. This poem by Robert Frost threw light upon the incredible healing power of nature and small things. From a bad mood to ill health, there is nothing that cannot be cured by nature. The author was feeling one such bad day when a crow movement near a hemlock tree dusted snow upon him. The snow instantly makes him happier. His day gets a lot better. Thus, the supremacy of nature as a whole made him realize how petty his problem was. The fact that hemlock tree is poisonous combined with crow being the indicator of doom and fear. Here, these are used as the carriers of happiness. The poet through this object has tried to highlight that sometimes creatures linked with negative aspect of life can be the supplier of change and happiness. Being outdoors in nature with all its unpredictability can benefit anyone, anywhere, at any time. Now, theme of the poem. The poem expresses the significance of small things in changing one's attitude. The poet appreciates the beauty of the snowflakes which changed his mood and saved many precious moments from being wasted away. The crow shook off the snow dust from the hemlock tree, the same way one can shake off the sadness from one heart. Now, key points of the poem. First one, the poem describes a very simple happening in simple words. Second, the poet is upset in the beginning of the poem, but a small incident of falling of snow changed his mood totally. Third, he tells us about that sometimes even a small incident may prove to be of a greater significance. Fourth and last is, in the end of the poem, the poet feels relaxed and thankful to the nature for saving his day from being wasted. Now, literary devices used in this poem are First one, rhyming scheme. Rhyming scheme is AB, AB, CD, CD. Second is alliteration. The occurrence of the same letter or sound at the beginning of the contiguous or closely connected words, for example, has given my heart and saved some part. Third is inversion. When the structure of a sentence is changed by the poet to create rhyme, this is called inversion. Just like first line end with crow and third line end with snow, second line end with me and fourth line end with tree. Fourth is assonance. The prominence of a vowel sound throughout a line is called assonance. Instead of first line to shut down on me, O sound is prominent. Fifth is injament. When the same sentence continues to the next line without the use of any punctuation mark, it is called injament. It has been used throughout the poem. Now, short question and answers. First one, where and how do you find the poet in the beginning of the poem? Answer to this question is the poet is under the hemlock tree and he is in a sad mood. Next question, where is crow at the time and what does it do to the tree? Answer to this question is the crow is sitting on the tree and it shook the tree. Next question, how does the poet mood get changed? Answer to this question is the poet mood gets changed the falling of dust of snow on him. Next question, what happened with the rest of the day of the poet? Answer to this question is the rest of the day of poet was saved from ruin as he had started feeling happy and refreshed. Other important questions are, first one, what is a dust of snow? What does the poet say has changed his mood? How has the poet mood changed? Answer to this question is dust of snow refers to the tiny particles of snow. The particles are so small that poet referred to them as dust. The poet was in an unpleasant mood when particles of snow had fallen on him. This changed the poet's mood instantly and his day got a lot better. Next question is answer the following question. Question 1. What are the birds that are usually named in poem? Do you think a crow is often mentioned in poems? What image comes to your mind when you think of a crow? The answer to this question is birds like sparrow, nightingale, and peacock are more than often named in poem. Unlike these birds, crows are often seen as indicator of doom and fear. They are often used for negative references. Next question is again, what is a hemlock tree? Why doesn't the poet write about a more beautiful tree such as a maple or an oak or a pine? The answer to this question is hemlock tree is a poisonous tree that occurs in hilly areas. The poet does not mention a more beautiful tree such as maple, oak, or pine because he wants to indicate a sad scene. Being poisonous, a hemlock tree is considered bad and so he refers to it. Now, next question. What do the crow and hemlock represent, joy or sorrow? What does the dust of snow that the crow shake off a hemlock tree stand for? Answer to this question is both crow and hemlock tree represent sorrow. Frost has used both the negative creature as the carriage of positivism and strength that change his day for the better. By not using birds like sparrow and nightingale and trees like maple, oak, or a pine, the poet has tried to break down all the defined notions we have about certain agents of nature. He has tried to make us understand that we see the world not as how it is, but as how we want to see it. Thus, the crow sitting and a hemlock tree together made his day better. The dust of snow stands for joy. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe the channel, like and share the video. Bye bye.